So ayun, good day everyone. We are the Group 6 and our topic is Curriculum Development Reforms and Enhancement, the K-12 program under Republic Act 10533. So today, explain natin kung bakit nga ba na-create ang K-12, kung ano yung mga structures nito, yung mga subjects, and kung paano nito natutulungan na ma-prepare yung mga students for life after high school. So let's begin with the main questions. Bakit nga ba natin kailangan baguhin yung old curriculum? Kasi nga diba, before, yung Philippines is meron lang siyang 10 years of basic education. Ayun nga yung 6 years elementary and yung 4 years high school. But kung i-compare mo siya to other Asian countries, we were the shortest. Tayong pinakamaikse. So for example, yung countries like Japan, Korea, or Singapore, they already had 12 years of basic education. Then nagko-cause to ng tatlong malalaking problema or three big problems. First is yung congested curriculum. When you say congested curriculum, parang too many subjects, parang ang daming subject na pinagkakasya lang or ini-squeeze dun sa may 10 years. Yung student is marami silang natututunan, but yung at surface level lang. So yung yung parang mastery dun sa mga natututunan nila is mababa lang. Second is yung low performance. Like yung mga low performance sa international test, like yung mga TIMSS, where Filipino student rank dun sa pinakamababa sa math and science. Third is yung yung two young graduates. Ayun nga, yung student is gumagraduate na ng 15 or 16 years old, which is it made them yung parang unemployable and hindi pa sila ready dun sa workplace or dun sa may workforce na yon. Then yung employers is, di ba, mas pine-prepare ng mga employers na 18 years old and above yung i-hire nila. So basically, yung old system is made our student less competitive and less prepared dun sa real life. So let's proceed to the legal basis and goal. To solve these issues, the government passed the Republic Act 10533 or the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. The law extended basic education from 10 years to 12 years. Yung goal nito is hindi para kopyahin yung other countries, but para para ma-ready yung mga graduates doon sa employment, sa business or sa higher education, which is yung college. Then in-equip din ito yung mga learners na makasabay dun sa 21st century skills, such as yung critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and yung creativity. Then goals din ito na i-align ang Philippine education dun sa global standard, syempre. So yung the main idea of K-12 is kapag gumraduate ka, you should be prepared for work, business, or kung dun sa magpapatuloy ka pa sa college, kung anumang path yung i-choose mo. So ayun nga, doon naman tayo sa K-12 structure. So now here's the structure of the K-12 program. Ayun nga, 1 year dun sa may kindergarten, alam naman natin yon. Then 6 years elementary from grade 1 to 6. Then 4 years dun sa junior high school, which is yung grade 7 to 10, sorry. Then yung 2 years dun sa senior high school na grade 11 and 12. So in total, learners will go through 13 years of basic education before college. Ayun nga yung sinasabi natin na kinder to 12, K to 12. Yung this longer structures is para magbibigay siya ng enough na time dun sa mga student na para ma-fully master nila yung skills and yung knowledge ng step by step nang hindi siya na kino-compress, di ba? Kasi parang ang pangit naman na ang iksi nung time tapos madami kang aaralin, di ba? So the next is yung standards and pedagogy. So the K-12 program is not only about adding 2 more years, but it's also about improving how subjects are taught. So ito yung mga standards and teaching approach na ginagamit. First is yung learner-centered and inclusive. Meaning, the focus is on the student needs, yung mga abilities ng student and yung pace ng learning. Second is yung contextualized and culture sensitive. So ayun nga, yung mga lessons is related siya sa Filipino context and values but still competitive dun sa globally. Third is yung mother tongue based multilingual education or yung tinatawag natin na MTV MLE. From kindergarten to grade 3, hinahayaan yung mga student na gamitin yung local language nila para for them to be able to understand yung concepts ng mas maayos, ng mas better. Then next is yung spiral progression. Subjects like yung mga math, science are taught in a gradual way. For example, matutunan mo yung biology sa grade 7, then more advanced biology naman dun sa grade 8 hanggang sa magdagdag, and so on and so forth. Then next is yung active learning approach. Learning yung mga learning na like constructivist, inquiry-based, collaborative learning. Yung kung saan is yung mga students is hindi lang basta magme-memorize but they actually discover and i-apply nila yung knowledge. So instead of just memorizing, K-12 makes sure that yung student is nakakaintindi and na-apply and use what they learn in real life. So for the next slide naman, senior high school overview. So dito sa senior high school or yung SHS is one of the biggest changes dun sa K-12. Dito is yung student choose among 4 tracks depending dun sa interest nila or dun sa may career goals nila. So ayun, di ba meron tayong 4 track dun sa senior high school, which is yung academic, yung TVL or yung technical vocational livelihood. Then meron ding sports and yung arts and design. So dun muna tayo sa academic is yung sa academic, mostly yung mga for those who plan to go to college. Then second naman is yung technical vocational livelihood or yung TVL. Ito naman yung para for students who want to work immediately or yung makakakuha ng TESDA certification. Then third naman is yung sports for those who want to pursue sports related careers. Then last is yung art and design. For student naman to na naka-inclined in creative and performing arts. So, yung senior high school has a total of 31 subjects. 15 core, 7 applied, and 9 specialization subjects. These are spread over 2 years.
So good day everyone, let's continue our report, the classroom management. So, dito rin po tayo sa Cure subject. So, the Cure subject are common for all senior high school students, no matter what track they choose. So examples of your subject are language, like oral communication, reading and writing and Filipino, humanities literatures, 21st century literatures, contemporary Philippine arts, and then communication, media, and information literacy, math, general mathematics, statistics and probability, science, earth and life science, physical science, social science, personal development, understanding culture, society, and politics. Philosophy, introduction to the philosophy of the human person, and PE and health. So these are the foundation ensuring every senior high school graduate has the same basic competencies. So dito lang po tayo sa next slide. Next slides is applied contextualized subjects. So here are English for academic professions at purposes, research and daily life 1 and 2, Filipino writing, pagsulat sa piling larangan, and then entrepreneurship, empowerment, technology or ICT, and research project, community activity. So dito naman po, there are the applied or contextualized subject. This prepares students for real-world application and practical use of their knowledge. So some examples are, ito nga po yung nabasa ko, itong English for academic and profession purposes, research and daily life 1 and 2. So, andito po lahat, nalagay na po natin sa slides po natin, sa PPT po natin, yung mga example po nila. So, basically, applied subject helps students connect theory to practice. Employability and pathways. So, graduates at 18 years old, employable, TBL track, TESDA or NC1 and NC2 certificate, clear pathways or work entrepreneurship college. So, one of the most important benefits of K-12 is employability. So, graduates are now at least 18 years old, which is the legal working age for students in the TBL track. They can earn TESDA certificate or ito yung tinatawag na NC1 and NC2, which is officially quality them for certain job right after senior high school. And after K-12 students have 3 main pathways. Number 1 is go to work. Number 2 is start a business. Number 3 is continue to college. So this facility makes K-12 is practical for all learners depending on their situation in life. Okay, dito na po tayo next. Key takeaways and conclusions. K-12 build holistic, skilled, employable graduates. Balanced curriculum, 15 to cure plus 7 applied plus 9 or specialization. Supports lifelong learning and global competitiveness. So dito naman po, to conclude, the K-12 program was created to address the weaknesses of our old tenure system. It's not just about adding 2 more years in high school, but about improving the quality of education. The curriculum is designed to be learner-centered, inclusive, cultures, sensitive, and globally competitive. With its 15 core subject, 7 applied and 9 specialization subject, K-12 ensures that graduates are holistic, employable, and ready for lifelong learning. In short, K-12 helps prepare Filipino learners not only for college but also for real life. And that's all. Thank you.